What is family violence? What are the 3 cycles of violence? Should the victim be blamed for violence? Are the victims of abuse passive and submissive? Are pregnant women protected from violent attacks? How many victims report domestic violence to the police? Is family violence really a private matter? Just an argument that got out of hand? What percentage of reported victims of domestic violence is female? Are kicking, slapping, name-calling, and forcing someone to have sex all forms of domestic abuse? Do all types of domestic abuse violate a person's right as a human being to live a happy, safe life, free of fear from their own family? These are all concerns Belizeans discussed during the Women's Issues Network of Belize annual torch run from November 17th to December 1st. The torch run, with financial support from Oxfam Great Britain, United Nations Population Fund, HEVAS, and the support of member agencies and local businesses, kicked off with the lighting of the Torch of Hope in Punta Gorda on November 17th. As the torch run was carried from district to district, participants chanted the theme, "Silence has a price."
Silence has a price! Silence has a price! Silence has a price!
The torch run sought to unite the country in the fight against stigma and discrimination, prevention of HIV, and encourage women to speak out about gender-based violence. Belize City Mayor Zenaida Moya was the guest speaker at the Belize City ceremony on November 23rd at the YWCA and commended Winbelize on staging the torch run.
I must say also that the objectives of the torch run is very commendable. To strengthen awareness on HIV and AIDS, to eliminate gender-based violence, and to promote healthy lifestyle choices among Belizeans by getting them involved. Come on, that is extremely commendable and it's worthwhile. And so this year's theme could not have been more appropriate. Silence has a price. For indeed, silence does have a price. And only you can make the necessary change.
Winbelize's Membership Development and Communication Officer, Shalmadine Cacho, stressed the need for women to speak out.
What is the price of being silent? The biggest price is your life. Keep in mind, however, that there are options. We have support systems in place. We have services available. The time for speaking out is now, my friends.
Executive Director of Winbelize, Carolyn Reynolds, echoed Cacho's sentiments.
So although sometimes women come to us and would like us to give advice or to give them support, we do give support, but it's left to the individual to actually make the decision, take some action. But if they don't take an action, then it has a price for them, because staying in the relationship, it affects the children. And so that's the price she has to pay by staying in the relationship.
During the torch run and 16 days of activism, Winbelize worked with women's organizations countrywide by staging several forums. These forums provided women across Belize an opportunity to speak out on the issues affecting them. Women interpreted the theme, "Silence has a price."
From the theme, silence has a price, I get that in a relationship, from when a man starts abusing a woman, she should speak up before it's too late. Because like the theme says, it has a price. And that price can be their life. Remember that there are many institutions and persons willing to assist you.
Now more and more women are getting educated, and now women won't stand up and hold whatever the man has to say. They'll stand up for their rights now. If she doesn't speak out, that's when there's violence, because then she's supposed to stop the man from hitting her. And if she doesn't do that, then the man will take advantage of her.
Male and female students were very involved in the torch run, also weighing in on the theme.
No violence! No AIDS! No violence! No AIDS! No violence! Silence has a price!
Well, the theme "Silence has a price" means to me that if you don't speak up about something that is going on that is wrong, like for example, if you are infected with HIV and AIDS and you don't speak up about it, you could die quicker. But if you speak about things like those, you can have a longer life.
Aside from mainland Belize, the torch was also taken to Key Caulker and San Pedro. In those islands, the women shared similar interpretations to those in the districts.
To me, it means that many people, young adults, tend to hold in a lot of their problems, and they are afraid to speak out these things. And later on they find that, you know, they pay the price because they suffer it. People need to learn to speak out and find someone that they can confide in to talk out these problems. They shouldn't keep it in to themselves.
In San Pedro, this teenage girl was clear on what the theme meant to her.
Silence as a prize means like if you keep quiet and then you know that you're being abused at home, no one will ever know, and you will never ever get help to anyone if you don't like open your mouth.
She gave a first-hand account of domestic abuse she had witnessed and how it had affected her.
She had a daughter who was like 2 years old when I was 8, and she was pregnant with a little baby boy, and her husband used to beat her because then she would like never wake up on time. Like if she didn't wake up like on 8 o'clock, so they used to beat she up and make she start cook food for her and like that. And then when the lady may have the baby, the man just left the lady right there, and then he gonna look for her next girl. I mean, feel bad how they make it beat her, because then they used to beat her with all kind of things in the house.
Aside from encouraging women to speak out against gender-based violence, the torch run also sought to highlight the link between gender-based violence and HIV. Violence is a key factor in the increased risk of women contracting HIV. Why? Because a woman is less likely to discuss HIV risk reduction with her intimate partner when she is afraid he will retaliate with violence. Women who are raped may contract HIV. Violent and coerced sex can increase a woman's biological vulnerability to HIV because of damage to membranes in the genital area. Many of the participants in the torch run were able to make that link between gender-based violence and HIV. They agreed that the victims of gender-based violence were more at risk of contracting HIV.
Especially in my district, men have intercourses with these women, then they go back home to their wife, and that is a way of getting AIDS.
Us as women, we need to respect ourselves so that others respect us. We need to step up and say, stop, I don't like this.
While the torch run is one of the major awareness initiatives conducted by Winbelize, the organization is also involved in outreach and training with the assistance of member agencies, partners, and stakeholders. One such, funded by UNIFEM, is the Gender Budget Project and the related report, Understanding the Budget. The overall objective was to educate participants on the national budget and its impact on their daily lives, so that they could then have more meaningful participation in advocacy and in the country's national budget. Presentations on HIV and gender-based violence in collaboration with the Women's Department were made to students at 3 Belize City high schools. Winbelize is a network of service-oriented organizations that coordinates, facilitates, and advocates for policies, mechanisms, and services aimed at promoting the empowerment of women in Belize. Established in 1993 by a group of women who were actively involved in addressing women's issues, the network has recently begun to build its capacity and that of its member agencies to move toward a more gender-based approach to program development and implementation. The members of Winbelize are committed to the pursuit of human rights, which includes women's rights, gender equity, and democratic leadership.